productivity, the expanding role of biostimulants in agriculture. So this is something nobody can ignore. It is expanding, it's become a complementary or what you call, hum log common language, co-partner in this business. So I invite my dearest friend, Vipin Saini, to please come and moderate this panel discussion. I remember last year when we had this event, I saw Vipinji coming and hugging me, taking his selfie, and 3 घंटे के बाद मैं फ़ोन कर रहा हूँ तो बोलते हैं कि मैं फरीदाबाद रोड पे हूँ. Thank you, dear, for that. Beautiful. He just, yeah. Vipin, please come. Then I invite Debabrata Sarkar to join him. Goyal ji, please come. Juan, full house. Sahil bhai, and Senthil from Sathyam. Come, jump. Oh my God. Come. So we have in this again beautiful panel, Vipinji, Debabrata, we call him Debu, Juan, and then R.K. Goyal, Sahil, Malik ji, and Sathyam. Please take your seats. We went by all yours. You would like to start from here or with the hand mic? Either way. Mic? Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Thank you. All yours.
Productivity, the expanding role of biostimulants in agriculture. Now, powering productivity, we are already all knowing that we have attained food security in India, and now we're talking about nutritional security. So productivity in terms of maintaining nutritional security would be one of the fortes that I'll be looking at, since we are dealing with biostimulants in this regard, right? So we have a wonderful panelist seated on the dais. I have with me on my immediate right Mr. Debabrata Sarkar, who happens to be the CMD of Microalgae Solutions India. So warm welcome. And only this morning I got to know his beautiful talent as an artist. So I hope one day he can make one of mine too. Yeah.
If you give me easy questions, I will give you.
That's fair enough. And next to him, I have got Mr. Sathyam V. Senthil Kumar, who also happens to be the founder of Sathyam Group. Warm welcome to you, sir. And on my extreme right, I have got Mr. Sahil Malik, who happens to be the managing director of Kisan Agrovet, and also holds the post of the secretary NBIF in this regard. And on my immediate left, ladies and gentlemen, I have got Mr. R.K. Goyal, who happens to be the MD of Verdesian, India, and an extremely talented person in marketing and knowing the subject on the NUE technology across. So warm welcome to you, Goyal sir. And I have with me John Antonio Benavente. Do I pronounce you right? He has come all the way from Spain. He's based out of Malaysia. He is the head of the APEC at Veganic Nature after spending 8 years expanding Rovenza Next Biosolutions in the region. I believe it's South Asia region, which we're talking about, Asia Pacific, all of it. He is a passionate agronomist and looking into bringing high-value biosolutions to the fields and committed to bringing innovative technologies that not only improve crop performance but also reduce residues and environmental impact. So, ladies and gentlemen, I've got a list of questions for them. But first of all, before proceeding, I'll give you all, what do you think about the title, and starting with you, John, of how do you emphasize yourself as a person and as a representative of the company you represent on powering productivity by expanding biostimulants in agriculture. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. For me, that is exactly, I mean, the thing about biostimulants, right? If we see the development of agriculture in the last years, right, we have reached already the maximum that we can do with fertilizers, the maximum that we can do with pesticides, right? But now what we're seeing is that to take the production to the next level, that's where biostimulants come in. And in my view, today there is no farmer that can extract the value, the potential value of their farm without using biostimulants. So it is a must, and I would say that our job is to communicate that and to show the farmers that the return on investments of biostimulants today is unmatched. And in the context, in addition, right, in the context of climatic change and abiotic stress that is reducing the yields, biostimulants are the only solution to that kind of challenge. So for me, it's we are not into a discussion if biostimulants should or should not be. It is a discussion or what is the right biostimulant and the right method and the right moment of application. That is the real challenge for us.
Thank you.
Over to you.
Yeah. So thanks Vipin and the panelists here. So definitely now if we see in our India in agriculture, we have best of the seeds, we have best of the agrochemicals, but the need of biostimulant is being felt now. I remember when 15 years back I met Cytozyme people in US, Salt Lake City. So we are the first company in India who brought first biostimulant in India by SPIC. That time the brand was SPIC Cytozyme. The product was Crop Plus. It was way back 41 years back. Can you imagine, in 1981, the product came to India in Chennai, and the product was so good, and after that, we brought this product to Biozyme. So practically speaking, the need of biostimulant is must now, but the problem is our industry, our dealers, our farmers, they don't understand the values of this biostimulant. So for that, I remember when I was traveling in North Carolina in the month of April, we visited certain states in Tennessee and Kentucky and like that. The level of education there in the developed countries, in Brazil, for example, in the US, more than 60% farmers use best technology of the biostimulant. But in India, it is only 2%. You can just imagine what is the gap. So our farmers know much about, very good knowledge about seeds, good knowledge about agrochemicals, but very least knowledge about nutrition. Today morning, Mr. Rahul was presenting on the micronutrient. All we know that how much is the knowledge at the farmer's level. It is not even 5% or 7%. So we all as an industry has to work at the farmer level. And I'm happy that associating with this biostimulant industry last more than 15 years now. I remember when I was going to UPL, Corteva as my customers, they were not concerned maybe 15 years back. But now, all these agrochemical giant companies are thinking to how to collaborate and how to integrate biostimulant in the package. So it has become now integrated crop management program. Many people were discussing about IPM. It is an old thing now. Integrated pest management has become a very old scenario now. If we talk only pest management, we cannot increase the export quality and all these valuable crops like all vegetable and fruits and even spices. Today Mr. Kondena was telling tomorrow there is a meeting in Delhi on turmeric. Right. So basically many things are happening. But I must say that all of us, let's work together on the value proposition of biostimulants and biostimulant not only for crop solutions, for seed treatment also. Let me take 1 minute more here. Seed is very, very valuable. Seed is the only component which is live actually. Everything can be manufactured in the factory, but seed cannot be manufactured. Seed has to be produced in the soil, in the land only. So seed treatment with biostimulant is also very, very important. So we are, globally, we are very strong in seed treatment with biostimulants. And in India, we brought this technology about 10 years back. BASAI is one of the big distributors now in India. As a seed SG macro, we are doing wonderful job. And from next month, we are having about 5-6 seminars in India for potato crop for the seed treatment actually. So all of us should understand the real gap of understanding between our industry and the farmers. There is a lot of opportunities for all of us, and it is need of hour actually. So abiotic stress definitely can be managed very well. When there is any abiotic stress, we can manage it with biostimulants. Thank you.
Thank you, Goyal Saab. Post the Green Revolution and the impact being felt on the environment and the soil in particular, and also in the uptake of nutrients, biostimulants, I feel, play a huge role in that thing. So over to you, Debabrata, on the same subject. What do you think on the topic as such? How do you emphasize yourself or your company, trying to promote the cause?
Thanks, Vipin. Hello. First of all, thanks for having me here. And it's an afternoon, so many people have already moved out. Those who are here, so just to keep them interested. I think the first most important topic is this one, what he is talking about. Biostimulant as such has a very big role to play, not only now in going forward, it will be more and more. Especially because I think when we are talking about biostimulant and other stuff, one of the most important factors we are forgetting that, we have to start working from the bottom of the pyramid, that is the soil. And I think one of the important factors is, we are losing 30 football field of soil every minute. And the way we are losing our topsoil, the UN says we have 60 years of farming left. And if we don't do anything about the soil, another 20 years from now, we'll be losing 2/3 of our arable land. So we are talking about potential increase of productivity. First, we need to understand there has to be soil, a regenerative soil to grow crops, and then only we can talk about productivity. Biostimulant has a very big role to play when we are talking about a soil biostimulant. So it has a huge potential from that perspective. So coming back to, I don't think we'll be pitching much about what we do. We will that we can talk in different forum. But yes, we have products that has immense potential to really regenerate soil and can improve the soil for a sustainable way in the future. So I think we have a big role to play, and we definitely can contribute to this journey for the world to be a sustainable place. I think that's where I am coming from. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello. Good evening to all. I am Senthil Kumar, Sathyam Bio. We are last 20 years in the field. The fertilizer industry using the only 4% farmer using the fertilizer industry for the seaweed product. Yeah, because of the overall world, the seaweed consumed for food industry for only 70%, and some food and pharmaceutical for 20%, and fertilizer for only 4%. The farmer is not get more awareness. Last 3 years only the farmer get the organic, industry got the organic product. So we need in the awareness, and the farmer use the chemical to convert the organic. The biostimulant is very useful for the agriculture industry. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sahil Malik. I'm owner and founder of Kisan Agrovet and Secretary General of NBIF. NBIF is National Biostimulant Industry Federation. Now, thanks Vipin for giving this opportunity. We have talked about biostimulant with the seed coating. We talked about soil. I think before session was Dr. KRK talking about microbiomes. We should talk about something called a soil plant system, which is called phytobiome. Probably a step ahead. And we are talking, we should integrate biostimulants along with microbials. Whether it's a seed treatment, whether it's a soil enhancement, the fertility enhancement, that is the first step. The second step is that the research in the microbes is very limited as of now. We have just, I think Dr. Reddy and other people who are in this fraternity should agree to it. We just have 10% of our research. Still 90% research still not done in the microbes. But that's the, not even 5%. So, right from the horse's mouth, not only the 5%. So that's the area, you know. So what we're talking about, INM, integrated nutrient management, why can't we have biostimulant and microbes or biologicals as integration? That's the first point, mine. Thank you.
Interesting, Sahil. Thank you very much for bringing it inside. That's why the community is now working on integrated crop management, which involves nutrient management, pest management, and everything coming across. My next question is going to be on seeds. Ram Kondania, if I'm not wrong, in his previous session said that nothing has come across on seeds in this regard. So just wanting to give you a background on what kind of thing I'm going to ask you about biostimulants and seeds. The government of India, I'm sure most of you must be knowing, just to reinstate that the government of India became a member of the OECD scheme for seeds on October 23rd, 2008, and participates in 5 varietal certification schemes of the OECD. The 5 are grass and legume seeds, crucifer seed and other oil or fiber species seeds, cereal seeds, maize and sorghum seed, and vegetable seeds. This collaboration between the OECD and India and our own country helps in facilitating in the international seed trade. Now, Government of India has got more than 150 varieties that have been listed in OECD list for varieties, and at current have got about 61 only. In the pipeline, there are 150 that are to be come across. They have been produced under the OECD seed scheme for exports. So looking into the huge, and also the exports of seeds is restricted, okay? Allowed on a case-to-case basis under the license issued by DDFT based on recommendations of the Exam Committee of the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Now, having said that, my question to all of you is, which is a common question, I'd like to have your views. How do you foresee biostimulants improve the seeding farm growth? The seed nursery, like you very rightly said, that it comes from the seed, cannot be manufactured in this kind of climate crisis era. So, John, over to you first. Same.
Okay, I think this is more your area of expertise, but no, but what I would like to say is, I think that biostimulants play a crucial role. I mean, the success of the seedling is a critical stage, right? And the climate change and the abiotic stress, right, can be catastrophic at that stage, right? So actually, if you have biostimulants like humic acids that enhance or promote the growth rate, right? If you have a good microbiome in the soil that releases or make the phosphorus and the nitrogen accessible, that seedling is going to have much more opportunities, right, to grow, to thrive, to get to a stage of vegetative growth, right, in a context where sometimes, weather can be unpredictable and it can be very, very difficult. So I would just like to say that seedlings and biostimulants, I mean, the first biostimulant application should be at the earliest stage, because if you can help the seed, I mean, and we can see, and I'm sure that you will have a lot of examples to share, but the germination rates when you use biostimulants, go up to 100%, and farmers are investing a lot of money on seeds. So it's only natural to give the seed the help that biostimulants provide to grow. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, John. This is a very important point to understand. seed is the first input which any farmer will grow. Any crop you take, whether it's corn, soybean, or any vegetables, seed is the first component input which is sown by the farmers in the soil. And seed is sown in the soil only. So two things. One is the soil health actually, what is all we can discuss maybe in details. But coming back to the seed, which Vipin is asking the question, how seed can be empowered. So we have experience of more than maybe 30, 35 years, and now in India I have working with the seed companies. And all of us must agree that in India, the seed market overall, the seed industry is more than $5 billion, almost 40,000 crores plus. And agrochemical is 32,000 crores or 4 billion. So seed is the growing market, but the understanding of seed enrichment or seed quality or seed conversion is not that level of understanding. So practically we have to understand that yes, there is a biostimulant factor which can be coated on the seed. Any seed it can be coated. It will take care of 2 days early germination. Just imagine if your cotton, your soybean, your cumin is germinated 2 days early, it will capture the maximum nutrition which is applied on the soil. That is number one. Number two, there will be no ungerminated seed. When you apply biostimulant or biological solutions on the seed, I have seen in developed countries like Brazil, almost 100% farmers use biostimulant on seed actually, on soybean, on corn, on wheat even. But India, it is only 1%, less than 1%. The biostimulant used on seed as a component. So believe me, this is growing to become very bigger in next maybe 5 to 7 years. I have seen our growth more than 200% in last 5 years. The seed biostimulant, it is mind-boggling, and the value proposition is, the ROI is maybe 1:200. Spend 1 rupee, you are getting a benefit of 200 rupees. So it is a very, very good ROI. But let's work together that how the seed industry should adopt the technology of biostimulant. That is a big scope and opportunities which we should work, all of us.
Thanks, John and Goyal sir. Over to you.
I think seed is something which is very close to my heart, preferably because almost for close to 12 years I have worked in seed companies like Monsanto, and then followed by 4 or 5 years with a company who brought chemical seed treatment in India, Chemchura. So I have seen seed treatment from both angles, from a consumer perspective, how a person perceived on what is the requirement, and also from a company perspective who sells the best varieties, and because varietal characters are very important for a seed. So expectation, setting the right expectation. He was very correct. In India, probably the seed treatment related expectation from a farmer's point is basically to control the disease with the seeds. So that's what they believe. But seed treatment has a very different connotation, because the seed, from a seed company perspective, even if, or a farmer, if 90-95% seed germinates and well germinates, they are very happy. But when you use a potential biostimulant in the seed treatment along with the chemical, it can actually increase the germination percentage. It increases the initial vigor, so immunity of the plant, and you can actually reduce the stress of that small element which you put in the soil for the brighter future. So it's more of an insurance which may not be seen or visible at that moment, but it has a very strong future or future consequences if somebody uses chemical along with a biostimulant as a seed treatment product. So it has a huge potential, highly untapped, not only in India, many other Asian countries. Some of the countries in Europe or US may be very strong in that, but then we have a lot of potential here where we are sitting right here.
Yes, sir. Yes. The biostimulant, the seed treatment is very good for the farmer because of the seed, so many PGR in the biostimulant. The seed was very 98% growing in the bio seed, and the root also very easily developed. In the biostimulant use the seed treatment, the farmer get the more yield also. Once start the the seed treatment, the plant is very healthy and strong and get the future yield also very good yield. Thank you.
Okay, my experience to seed the industry is limited, but then we did some intensive research because we want to come out with a product which is a mix of biostimulant as well as microbes, biologicals. And we found out that industry is either working on a two platform only. One is either the pest management or the disease management. Now farmer want 5 things from the seed coating. One is the pest management, second is disease management, third is the dormancy, fast dormancy breaking, and the fourth is the keeping at the bay the termites or the fire toxicity which is there in the soil. Now the problem is, if we make a product which is along with the biostimulant and microbes, the pre-treated seeds doesn't allow this coating to happen because the microbes will die, right? So this itself is a very good topic. Thanks to Vipin, he has brought this topic into the consideration. It's a very, very big industry. The industry is, the people who are involved in seed coating industry should think about what farmer needs. Perhaps the farmer needs 5 things in our research which has come out. One is the pathogens, soil pathogens. Second is the fungal treatment. It should keep the seed away from the fungal attacks. The third is termites. And the fourth is the faster dormancy breaking. If these 4 things can be involved in a seed treatment, the seed would be anyways, the more precious thing, and it will help more and more productivity and a better germination of seeds. This is what I think. Thank you.
So I will again carry for 2 minutes. So because it's seed. So I think apart from seed treatment are in 2 space. One at the factory level, and second is on farm. On farm is highly India. I think only few crops like potato and a little bit of soybean. Soybean is yes, potato, soybean, and few crops. But it has a huge potential in that. But more importantly, under the OECD guidelines, when you are exporting seeds, I think, apart from the normal treatment with the chemicals, it's imperative now to use biologicals and the nutritional seed treatment along with that in combination, so that when you are exporting the seeds, it definitely gives the right potential of the variety or hybrids, from a different perspective altogether. I think, Sathyam is working a lot. I think now Sandeepa is also in that line. So I'm sure more and more people, we are also working, we are very closely working on that seed treatment space, because this is something very close to us, and then we really wanted to use the full potential so that tomorrow under this OECD guidelines, when people are exporting the seeds, they find a better revenue to export in future.
Thank you. No. Thank you, Debabrata. You touched a point, and Sahil, I may add upon about your 5 points. One which I believe Rahul will also agree to me, that treatment of seeds not only help the seed grow and fight, abiotic stress or biotic stress also, but may also help, correct me if I'm wrong, that may also help in nutrient uptake in a very initial stage to provide a healthy plant in this regard. So I'll pass it on to you later on. But I believe this was one very important point that we can look upon, especially for those involved in seed production and what we call a seed farming growth coming across. And I believe it's an immense opportunity with the OECD coming in, the EU, wherein we comply with such things and with all the major categories of seeds, which can enhance the export capability in that regard. So John, you're also, both of you are from out of India-based companies. Probably certain kind of innovations can help the seed industry out of here in India. My next question, gentlemen, is going to be upon climate and weather. Just giving you a very brief background on my questions that I'm going to ask is that every aspect of agriculture, from long-term planning to tactical decisions into day-to-day agriculture operations, is dependent upon climate and weather, thus increasing productivity and attaining self-sufficiency in agriculture production. Agriculture meteorology has a vital role to play. Agromet services, apart from basic weather or climate information, adds practical information about operational interventions for a particular scenario based on scientific knowledge and information. Some of the listed things are strategies or strategic services for long-term planning, tactical medium-term services for upcoming season, and operational services related to daily or weekly short-term activities in agriculture. So my question to all of you gentlemen is, how do you look upon the role of biostimulants in agro-meteorological applications for climate-resilient agriculture in terms of biostimulants in this regard? As I said, again, I'll emphasize there are three strategies in meteorological services: strategic services for long-term planning, tactical medium-term services for upcoming season, and operational services relating to daily or weekly short-term activities. And this also comes across with the latest global experience on climate change, where there are sudden droughts, there is sudden flooding, and how can biostimulants help the plants, negate those kind of impacts? Over to you, John.
Okay, so this is actually a question that I love, right? Because we are talking about basically, right, abiotic stress, right? And the best way to help to mitigate the effects of abiotic stress are the biostimulants, right? And then we are also talking about all the new technologies that we have today and that are evolving very fast, that allow us to predict much better what is happening and what is going to happen, right? We have there Chandrasekhar Bondi, who is the technical manager from Rovensa, right? And in Rovensa, we were developing this project which combined satellite data that would give you information with two weeks of anticipation, right? So you would know where there would be a frozen event, a freezing event, where you would have temperature above 30 degrees that would compromise the flowering of, right? And you would know that 2 weeks in advance. If you know that 2 weeks in advance, you can have either a strategy of priming, prepare the plant for the stress to come, or you can even be ready to apply a curative effect. Because the thing about biostimulants is that you have to apply them at the right moment. So the combination of the technology, the information that today is accessible, right, and the knowledge then allows the farmer to take the right decision, right, and in anticipation, because you can decide, you can make your supply chain, you can make your decision much better, right? So that is already happening. This is an area I think that will develop very fast in the next years. Also, it's one of the areas that I believe that artificial intelligence will actually take over, because they will integrate all this information that is, right? So we need, still there is a lot to be done, but I would say that it is a reality that is happening, right? And on the long term, right, decisions, I come back to what you mentioned, right, that we are used to integrated pest management, right, and we have to move to integrated crop management, right, because when you know that there are going to be heat waves as severe as we have had in India for the last years, right, then it makes a lot of sense that the farmer has to integrate that into their system. If you have a heat wave during flowering in corn, you're going to lose your yield, right? And that is likely more likely to happen. So you have to prepare in advance, and this is abiotic stress, and these are the best tools to fight against it come from biostimulants, right? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
To be used, but end of the day, everybody has to understand that, the better immunity of the plant, a better resilient plant, better soil can improve a lot of fighting spirit of the plants to fight out this, unpredictable weathers. So again, coming back to while we will have improvised technology to predict the weather situation, but at end of the day, we'll have to improve the soil quality where the plant grows, and we'll have to definitely work on the overall immunity of the plant so that finally Verdesian's microbiome gets improved. The plant has a better immunity and much more stronger to fight out the unpredictability of weathers, because weather will remain unpredictable. Today it is 52 degree, tomorrow it might be minus 50. You never know. Anything can happen. But a strong plant can still sustain in the most better way.
The climate changing also, the plant get more stress. So that reason the plant yield and different time in the yield is very less. The plant stress releasing we are also really stress releasing for some take the tonic and tablet. So plant also need for some tonic. This CVD is oxalic acid is there. It is for plant stress relieving acid. So you can use the plant growth promoter on the PGR. The plant is very healthy. The plant yield also very healthy. Thank you.
Vipin, your question involves tri-party kind of a thing. One is the policy makers, farmers. No, I'm coming to you. The policy makers, the farmers, and the industry. We should have the climate smart agriculture practices. Okay? I mean, it could be involving your IT, that is AI, or it could be involving the biostimulants, along with the RDF, recommended dose of fertilizers, what we have. And along with that, the microbes. As I said, the integration, the nutrient integration of botanicals along with biologicals makes it more sense. Now, when we're talking of climate change and the role of biostimulant in that, it's very important because when we're talking about food productivity, the climate change makes a lot of impact on the food on the food production, where we are seeing about 9.7 billion population going to 2050. So biostimulants along with the microbes plays a very, very important role in increasing the production of the crops. Plus, alongside with that, we have to also work on reduction of, what you call a greenhouse gas emission, which is very, very important. So the 4 R's, what we have, the reduce, the recycle, that should be the part of our smart agriculture practices. It's just not only the AI tools or the biostimulant. It should be working with all integration of all the things together to make it more climate resistance. Thank you.
Thanks, Sahil. Thanks, everyone. Sahil, basically what I was wanting to ask about that, how do you foresee biostimulants, the utilization of biostimulants based on agrometeorological applications, the kind of feedback coming across. So that was the basic thing. Debabrata Sarkar over here said a very beautiful thing. You never know what's going to happen about, your temperatures. Today it can be 50 degree, tomorrow it can be minus 50. As far as I understand by the United Nations climate change report, was they at one point of time initially said that wherever is a bread basket will be a desert, and wherever there is a desert will be a bread basket. Wherever it's snowing, it's going to stop snowing, and wherever it's going to... That was the initial thing. But now if you see wherever it is snowing, it's snowing delayed, but it's snowing heavily. Wherever it's raining heavily. So it's actually gone to extreme. So in India, we have got a huge hot climate, and now we can see the extended summers coming across. A lot of changes coming across in this. So, gentlemen, my second last question, if Raj permits me to. I know you're sitting at the back, but this is regarding the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Now, I'm talking on a global aspect on the roles of biostimulants. I'd like very briefly your views across. Now, there are 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and out of which I have shortlisted a couple of one, like Goal 2 is for zero hunger. Goal 3 is for good health and well-being, where I place in nutritional security in this regard. Goal 9 is industry innovations and infrastructure. So what we need to do on our innovation aspect. Goal 12 is responsible consumption and production. So consumption and production both of the biostimulants and its consumption, how do we come across? Goal 13 to address climate change. Goal 14, life below water. Goal 15, life on land. And goal 17, finally, the partnerships and how to come across. So very shortly and briefly, how all of you gentlemen foresee that biostimulants mitigating climate change and supporting in achieving the UN Sustainable Development Goals as far as agriculture is concerned in the country, in India, if you have a case study, or global. Over to you.
Okay. There's not enough time to to go, properly on this kind of question. Now, what I would like to maybe summarize is that few products or categories actually check in all those boxes, right? Because they are into the green economy, right? We are talking about products that are sustainable, environmentally friendly, that enhance the food and the quality of the food, right? We are talking about practices like, taking care of the soil microbiome, right? That increase the carbon sequestration, right? We are talking about nutrient use efficiency that reduces the pollution, right? So in my view, or in short, I would say that biostimulants are one of the best contributions that agriculture has seen in terms of approach to the UN goals.
So this is a very nice and need of hour actually. So let me give you one example of COVID time. Everybody was so concerned about the health and immunity. The same thing if we talk about any crops like meeting the UN standards and all these policies. Definitely now every crop, if we see that better immunity by applying biostimulant, whether it is seed treatment or it is a soil application or whether it is a crop solutions, definitely biostimulant adds value to the immunity of the crop, better management or mitigation of abiotic stress. So technically speaking, we have seen very practically, not only in India, in Europe, in Latin America and North America, various crops actually, like grapes for example. In Spain, we are working very well on this grapes that how biostimulant can also, for example, on fruit and vegetable which we consume. If you apply 4 to 5 rounds of biostimulant, your fungicide spray can come down. I have seen even in Gujarat on crops like cumin. If you apply 3 rounds of biostimulant, your 2 rounds of fungicide can come down actually. So practically speaking, any consumable item, whether it is soybean or corn or even all fruit and vegetables, the biostimulant is must actually. Then now comes the time of application, doses and all, that was a long subject. But good thing is that in our country, there is a seriousness about understanding of biostimulant. Lot of things are happening, lots of workshops are happening. We are also contributing from our team, Verdesian side. I remember 10 years back and now, there is a lot of traction from the industry. Lot of companies are discussing about biostimulant now, which was not the case of 10 years back. When earlier we were going to the customers, now customers are coming to us that we need to understand the biostimulant values. So I think next 5 years time, all dependent how we take it, but biostimulant is becoming a very integral part of the agriculture cultivation, not only for the progressive farmers, but a small landholding farmer also is seeing the value proposition that if he's spending, let's say $5 per acre, he's getting at least $20 back in his pocket. So definitely it is going to add values for the better quality, a better healthiness food for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Over to you, Debabrata.
So it's a very dichotomous scenario because, while we are talking about zero hunger, while the fact is that, over the last 2 decades, we have actually doubled our production, but the hunger index has also gone up equally high. What does it mean? That means we produce, but we don't know how to save it. So there is a lot of role for shelf life and post production, technologies, because it's not only about improve the quality of the food. It will also it is important that what we produce, we need to keep it for the right reason, because the number of people died out of hunger in the last 15 years has been huge. So again, while we are producing double, what is the reason that the people who really needs a two three simple meal cannot afford it? That means somewhere something is getting wasted. So biostimulant can definitely play a very strongly role in the second and third, zero hunger and better health, because it has immense potential to increase the quality of the produce, better shelf life, probably can increase a few days more to before it actually get wasted. And second thing, a better quality produce can, with a better nutrition facility, probabilities will improve the health. That's what I can predict.
Biostimulant is very important for the crop because of nowadays the plant get more stress. So the plant and the yield and fruit setting, everything in the biostimulant and give the more yield. So biostimulant is very important for the field. Last 20 years we are in the field. The farmer using the biostimulant, he get the more yield and fruit setting and get the shining of the plant. It is important for the sustainable agriculture. Biostimulant is very important.
This question and the UN data is quite visible when we're talking about North American markets, where the consumption of biostimulants is quite large. Now, coming back to India, where it's still a push sale, rather than, very few products it's more of a push sale. Because still in India, the farmers tag it as a sharbat. Yeah, it's a known fact. You are a sharbat making company. I mean, thanks to the government and thanks to the education to the farmer, this is now the farmers are considering as a biostimulant. A stimulant which increases its yield, yes, but then a lot of knowledge, Vipin, goes into it. It should be going into it. And in India, I think this question still need more and more input, because it is still, push. It's still a push. Rather, people who are experienced in the North American market, which is growing at a 14% CAGR, can give you better answers on this. But then in India, yes, there are some products which is a seaweed-based products. My own product, which I have seen that it has given a yield more than 40%, and not only in Indian soil. I'm comparing to a soil which is South Korean and Vietnamese soil. So there are certain products, and a role here plays a very, very important role when we're talking about the food security, food safety, as well as the production. Because the hunger index, or what you call it, 2050 target of 9.7 billion population, which is a very, very big target to be sustained. And biostimulant plays a very important role, again, with the fertilizers and microbials. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. I believe, just to summarize this last question, is that we all do agree that these identified goals, some way or the other, biostimulants are contributing in achieving those things. And I agree with you on the food wastage kind of thing coming across. Just one last thing I'd like to touch upon, maybe a discussion on a later on session or for another day, that the topic powering productivity, the expanding role of biostimulants in agriculture, the advocacy and the stewardship activities to help the farmers adapt the use of biostimulants appropriately needs to be done. And I'm sure all of us will be working on that part. So, Raj, thank you very much for the opportunity. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being a wonderful audience. Thank you. Over to you, Raj. Thank you.
Thanks, Vipin, for a wonderful moderation.
Raj, is there any question anybody will? Is there any questions? I hope there's never a question.
Are there any
but
questions for the team here? No.
Fair enough.
Thank you. I think you did so wonderfully. Felt कि कोई है ही नहीं पूछने के लिए. So, gentlemen, please come forward to receive the honors from Sandeepa Madam ji. Please do the honors.